You're watching Gumbo Live, and I'm here with Ms. Linda Grice, a candidate for City Council, and we've been trying to do this ever since qualification. And between me being gone and her busy schedule campaigning, we finally got a chance to do it. And Ms. Grice, this will be on YouTube tomorrow, and you can call everybody on your district. They can see it on YouTube. And also your opponent, Mr. Bob Powell. I interviewed him a couple of days after qualification. First of all, I want to say thank you. I want to say thank you for being on Gumbo Live with LC Green.
Sure.
And a lot of things we want to talk about. But the main question number one, why are you running for this seat? Why are you running?
I feel that I have served Eufaula all my life. I have been here. I am one of 5 generations living, growing up in Eufaula. To me, it's just my home, and I know so many people here. I gave in the school system. I taught school for 26 years.
Okay. Now let me tell you two things I do.
Okay.
A lot of times you'll say something and to trigger something, I might cut you off. I'm not trying to be rude,
and that's fine.
But anybody that watches Gumbo Live, that's what I do. So you are a retired educator?
I'm a retired educator.
Okay.
Yes.
I want to emphasize that because I think that's so important, because one of the things the council does is appoint people like the school board.
Right.
And,
exactly.
And things like that. And
that's so important.
And the school system is very important.
Yes,
very, very important. Now let me ask you this. Hard decisions have to be made on the council, okay? And will you be willing to make the hard decisions?
I certainly will, and I can tell you that if there are difficult decisions about education in the schools, that if you take the focus off the student, I'm not for it. The student is the reason the school is there.
That's a priority.
That's a priority.
Okay.
It's the focus of the student.
Let me ask you this question. I remember when we was at the prayer rally for the first responders, and I was very proud of you. You went up there and prayed. But this is my question about decisions.
Okay.
They would not let us in municipal court. And somebody said the reason why they wouldn't let us in is because church and state. But now every Monday that they have city council meeting, all right, we open it with prayer.
I'm so
in the same building. This is my question though. This is my question. We had two council people there, and we had the mayor there. My question to you: would you have questioned why we could not go inside and have a prayer rally? Would you have questioned that, or would you have just left it alone?
I probably would have questioned it, because I mean, to me, it's all holy ground.
Yeah.
And I just don't, sometimes I have a hard time separating religion with the state.
But I personally don't think there would have been a conflict, because we do it every city, the same exact building, the same exact place. So what would have been the difference then?
I really can't answer. I do not know.
Okay.
To me, there would have been no difference.
Now, let me say this for the record, because I always say it when I interview people. First of all, we have not exchanged no money.
No.
I have not asked you for none, and I won't ask you for none.
No, I wouldn't give you any.
And we have no prearranged deal or whatsoever.
No.
You don't know what the next question is going to be.
I have no clue.
I don't either.
No clue.
But look, this is what I want to ask you this. Mr. Bob Powell, your opponent, is currently the president of the city council. And by being president of the city council, he leads them into everything, making appointments to different posts and all that kind of stuff.
Sure.
And let me say this to you, he's very knowledgeable of the working of government. How are you familiar with how the council's supposed to operate and what they can and can't do?
I have some knowledge about it, but you know, there's a lot I have to learn.
Okay.
A lot, but I'm willing to learn.
Okay.
And of course, I will learn it quickly.
Okay.
But I feel that I'm really, really interested in learning about more roles of the city council. But yes, I feel that I could certainly contribute to whatever I need to contribute to as far as a council member.
Now one of the complaints from the everyday citizen, and I don't think nobody on the council will tell you this. They don't want to admit to this. But one of the complaints of the voters is that they don't have access to their council person. You know, they're doing things, they're making decisions, and not going back to the. Now everybody want to talk to us now because you know it's up for re-election.
Sure.
Would you have I used the open door. Would you have open door policy?
Absolutely. I mean, hey, as a school teacher, I had an open door policy.
Yeah.
I still teach at Wallace. I have an open door policy, not just to the students I teach, but to any student out there that I can help. I'm a listener. I'm a listener. I can't answer every question. I don't know everything, but I can find somebody who can answer
That's right. That's
and
right.
who does know something.
Okay. I'm glad you said about Wallace because I think two of jewels that we have in town is the community, what you call it?
Center.
Development, on State Dock Road. Career Development Center on
Oh,
State
the
Dock.
career, yes, yes, I know what you're talking about.
That
Absolutely.
and Wallace. I think that that's two jewels, but I don't think it's being used enough. What do you think about that?
I certainly agree. I tell you, Wallace is a wonderful opportunity for young people. Not just young people, but people who are out of jobs. When Cooper Lighting left, they gave the employees that were being let go an opportunity to go to school and to have another skill or to learn another trade or something. I thought that was wonderful.
Let me say this to you, Ms. Grice, and if you get elected, please keep this in mind.
Okay.
I think that if you got a jewel out there, but you're not really pushing it, that it's just sitting there. The general consensus that I picked up from the public forum, I was not there, but I got it recorded, is that they blame the folks who don't have jobs for not having jobs. You know, the general consensus, they don't want to work. I think this, if I was a city council person in my district, I would have however often I had to have meetings to let the folks know what's there, and if I had to come up with some kind of transportation, and we'll talk about transportation in a minute. But do you think enough is being pushed, or do you think are we on the right pace? What's your opinion?
I definitely think that communication is weak. I feel like that we need to communicate more, not just about the assets that are here, the opportunities that are here, but the things that are already going on. People are interested, and they want to know. And I know that some of the people who I've talked with as I've campaigned have said, "Well, what did they do with this money? What did they do?"
Right.
I said, "I didn't even know they had that money. But why? Why didn't I know? Because that's what we've got to do is we have to learn, open those lines of communication and let these citizens know."
One of the things, and I'm glad you brought that up, one of the things that the council would tell you is that they can't get tax passed. And I'm under the impression they can't get it passed because they can't give an account of the money they already have. You know, I think some accountability, is that the right word?
Yes, absolutely. I have no idea about that.
And you hear that as you campaign.
No, I didn't hear that, but except that what I hear is that, no, what I said is that they tell me about things. And I said, I didn't
know about it. Yeah.
But now, as far as anybody saying that they can't account for this, they can't account for that, you know, that, I don't know that anybody's been really specific about.
I really believe that if push came to shove, they could account for it. Because I think Ms. Joy White does a great job.
Absolutely.
But I don't think that the people that we have representing us care enough about us, you know, to inform us of that.
Right.
You know.
Right. Well, I believe. I mean, I am a firm believer in communication.
Let me ask you this. Now this is a pet peeve of mine.
Okay.
You're going to be careful on this one.
Okay.
This is my soapbox now. I believe that police department, all the first responders need to get a raise. Okay? Wait a minute. The city council telling me that they can't get a tax pass. Is there not another way besides tax to get those young men and ladies a raise? Is there not another way?
And you know what? That is one question that I really cannot answer until I get in there and look. I want to study the budget. I want to see what the items are there and how much is spent. Could there be something moved, money moved, you know, for that purpose? And as far as how much revenue we get from taxes every year, you know, I don't know. That's something that I've got to look at and find out about.
Okay, let me ask you this
Okay.
thing. One of the things that I'm going to try to organize, I'm trying to organize the people that the first order of business with the new council is to look at that. Would I have any trouble getting you to support that?
Absolutely not. You're talking about to give the police.
Yes.
No.
On all the first responder rates.
No.
You know, and they have convinced me that we can't get a tax pass. All right, but I believe that there's got to be other ways besides tax.
Who is that?
The city council, the current city council has, and I found out myself too, because when I tried to get it passed in the county to get the deputies a raise, that thing got defeated bad. That's a property tax. I think that should have went the other way around. I think property tax are harder to pass than just sales tax or something like that. You know, and I know this here. The city can they can level tax or they can take it to the voters. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So so one of your top priorities will be the schools and giving a raise to those who definitely deserve it.
Oh, I definitely believe in raises, because I do think that we're very fortunate to have our first responders and our police, and they do a great job. As far as it being, that is one of the things that I do want to look into. Like I say, I will be new in it, but I will be so willing to just see what's on that budget, see how much is spent, see what can be done to even juggle that around.
Now what I always ask candidates this, because I'm always interested. What is your campaign style? One person told me they're going to campaign on the internet, and somebody else said if they can get out. What is your campaign style?
I have been doing some door to door. People who I know personally, I can pick up the telephone or I can message them on Facebook and just say, and my thing is to ask if you, just to tell them that I would appreciate it if they would consider voting for me. And one thing that I've done, Miss Bob Powers and I are in the same Sunday school class. We go to Sunday school together. We are buddies.
Sure.
And we are fellow Christians.
Good.
And so I have been very, very careful in our church, because that is not the place to bring politics.
Amen.
And
Christian and Methodist.
Yes.
Okay.
And I did tell one person yesterday who came up to me and said, how's it campaigning? I said, it's going well. He said, well, you don't want my vote? I said, sure. He said, well, you haven't asked me. So I said, well, this is the way I feel about my church members, or our church members. You know Bob, you know me.
That's right.
And there should not, neither of us should
Right.
have to ask you.
That's right.
You need
That's
to be
right.
able to make a
That's right.
decision
That's right.
without doing that.
That's right. I was talking yesterday, and this is what I said about Mr. Powell. We were just talking to him. He liked campaigning now. He likes that, and I said he was glad when he got an opponent because he likes campaigning. He likes going door to door.
Yeah.
And I think that one of the things that's really missing, one of the things that this council likes, is that personal.
That's right.
Now, what about, can you talk a little bit about your leadership skills? Because I'm under the impression that there got to be a leader of the council.
Sure.
There got to be a leader because we got a lot of followers up there. But you got to be a leader.
That's right.
Talk about your leadership. Tell the voters about your leadership skills because if you beat Mr. Powell, then everybody gonna be expecting you to walk right in to where he's at.
Okay.
And right now he's the current president of the council.
Okay. I could certainly do that willingly. And I feel that I have great leadership qualities.
Papa, I'm already gone.
Due to a lot of things.
Okay.
One of them is that I was a leader in an elementary classroom for 26 years.
Mm-hmm.
And I've taught at Andrew College for 12 years.
In Georgia.
In Georgia,
Yeah.
I work with young adults. I'm at Wallace, adjuncting, and I still am working with young adults. During my years in education, I chaired so many committees, SACS committees.
Now, tell me if you agree with me.
Okay.
Now, just a question.
Okay.
It's a whole lot harder to lead grown folks than it is children. Yeah, they.
Absolutely. Hey, they should know better.
Yeah.
And they don't always know better.
So yeah, but so on the council we have grown folks on that council.
Yes.
So you think you've got the leadership skill to lead that council?
Papa.
I am one who can agree to disagree.
Okay.
Okay. But I think we need to all agree to disagree. I don't get offended if someone doesn't think like me. I'm very open to other opinions.
I'm glad to
And
hear
you
that.
know, there's always a better way to do something.
I'm glad to hear
Listen,
that.
if you listen, then and you accept others' ideas. I'm not the one. I mean, I'm not the kind of person. It's either my way or no way.
Can I tell you something?
Sure.
I'm gonna give you a campaign tip.
Okay.
From talking to the folks and being out there, and I'll be out there and I talk to folks. You get a lot of votes just by that statement you just made. Because one of the problems we have here is number one, they won't listen, and then if you don't agree with what they say, then they get mad. You follow what I'm saying?
Right, I understand.
Papa.
So that's one.
Well, you know,
I'm already
this
gone.
a position on the Eufaula City Council is no place for a person who has the triplets. You know what the triplets are?
Yeah.
Me, myself, and I.
All right.
Okay?
All right.
Because you're not there for yourself. You're there for the people of the community
Okay.
and for the good of the community.
Okay.
And every decision that's made should be made focusing on Eufaula and the future of Eufaula and the community.
We have at least two candidates who are in. Now, let me ask you this first before I go there.
Okay.
Let's talk about business in a minute. But let me ask you this first.
Sure.
The form of government we have here is that the council really runs everything.
Okay.
The mayor, for lack of a better way, is the figurehead.
Okay.
But the council has to approve anything that's done.
Sure.
Are you satisfied with that form of government?
I'm already gone.
Okay, baby. Would you be?
Isn't that the way it's supposed to work?
Well, yeah, because of the fact you represent.
Sure.
Yeah. But now the mayor represents the whole city.
Right.
Each person just represents a specific.
Represent a district. But if I win in District 4, I'm not going to just consider that I represent just the people in District 4.
Okay.
I represent everybody,
Right.
just like
Okay.
the mayor does.
Okay.
And I think that's the way we should all feel.
Okay, all right.
I mean,
all right.
we've got to look at Eufaula and what's best for Eufaula,
Mhm.
because that's what's going to be best for everybody.
Okay, okay, all right. Now what else we was gonna talk about next?
Business?
Business, yeah. I hear, and we sit in here in a business right now.
Right.
But I hear that there's so many different regulations on small businesses here in Eufaula that it's hard to start up one and it's hard to keep one going.
Papa.
You know what?
Papa.
I know you went to go, I'm coming.
You know, I don't know about the regulations. I do want to find out that, because I know of some small businesses that have tried to make a go of it, and they just did not. And I know of some businesses that have tried it twice and didn't make a go of it. So I just really don't understand. I don't understand why, you know. I don't know anything about the regulations. Being a school teacher, I've not really had. Well, you know what? Come to find it, I do. Let me say
Okay,
this.
all right.
My husband is part owner of the golf course.
Okay.
CCA.
Okay.
There's a group of guys who got together
Right.
and purchased it.
Right.
So I guess I have learned a little bit more about business. Yeah. And he'll come in and say something, and I mean, like, there are some regulations. For instance, the pictures on the wall are taxed.
I didn't know that.
What? Yeah, we pay taxes.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
I don't understand that.
Yeah.
But that could be
Well, now,
in that regulation.
I know, and I'm not gonna call
Uh-huh.
his name where we are, but I know a lot of times I've talked to the business here,
Right.
and they say that the tax is unfair. How
Okay.
they do the businesses.
Okay.
You know, but now, I want to say this: there are two young men running for city council who are small business people.
Right.
And I heard something from one of the candidates from another district the other night when he said that, and it made a lot of sense, that the foundation of any city is the small businesses. You know? And he used the example Walmart started as a mom and pop store, and look at it now. So if we ignore our small businesses, then we have no foundation.
Exactly. Well, you know, that's something that's certainly worth looking into. And like I say, I'm real anxious to see what all those regulations are, especially if they tax the pictures on the wall.
Yeah.
I'm real interested in that.
That's my first time here now. I've heard a lot of things about the taxes. But
I mean, I just, you know, they consider it.
all right. Now let me tell you something that's in the undercurrent.
Okay.
In the undercurrent.
Okay.
That's in the undercurrent. I know it's in the back of the mayor's mind because he talked about it.
Okay.
Liquor sale or something.
I know. I'm not for it.
Yeah,
I'm not for it.
that's underground.
Papa.
Yes, baby.
Yeah.
I see that.
I would say that now, and if it comes up to a vote, I will vote against it.
Well, now let me ask you this here.
Okay.
Let me ask you this here.
Okay.
That my question would, is that something that we ought to take to the community, the citizens to vote on, or is that something that you think the council ought to make by themselves?
I'm not going to make that decision by myself. Now, if they want to put it before the people in Eufaula and they vote for it, that's perfectly fine. But as a council, I don't want to be sitting on a city council that allows that.
So this is what I'm saying though.
Okay.
The decision for Sunday sales. Now I understand from the mayor that there's a way to get around taking it to the citizens for vote. Would you be in agreement for going around the citizens?
No, I would not.
Okay.
I would not.
That's
I'm not, no, I would not.
Okay.
I would want, if that happens, I would want it to go before the people.
Okay, all right. And if they say yeah, yeah.
Papa.
If they say that, yeah, there's nothing
That we can do about it.
It's not my fault.
That's right, that's
You
right,
know, because
that's right,
I could go in that booth and vote against it
that's right.
and still vote
That's right.
my conviction.
And all I ever say about anything, something like that, we live in a democracy, you know, and the majority still rules, you know what I'm saying? And the thing you would have to do is poll your district, you know what I'm saying?
That's right.
So that when you sit on the city council, you can say, well, my district don't want it.
Right.
You know, somebody else can say, well, my district do. All right, let's take it to the folks.
That's right. That's right.
You know, I don't believe in trying to go around
Me either.
the folks.
Me either.
You know.
I'm not, I'm on the up and up with everything. I'm not a what they call snake in the grass type person.
Now the current policy for people to address the city council, the current policy, and Mr. Powell get credit for birthing this, whether it happened or not, but the council members give him credit for birthing this. The current policy for addressing the city council is that you got to sign up by the Friday before. Not only once you sign up, but you got to tell them what you want to talk about before you go before the city council.
Papa.
You like that?
Papa.
Yes, ma'am.
I don't like that.
Okay.
That's not a bad idea. There is some reason to that.
Okay.
In that, I'm sure that there's lots of business the city has to take care of. And in order to keep your meeting not lasting for hours and hours and hours and being able to attend to the other business, I would think that you would probably need to know how much time allocation you might need.
Now, let me tell you
Okay,
what I see,
okay,
the process.
all right.
It's the process that they have a workshop where they actually take care of the business before the Monday meeting.
Oh, really?
And the Monday meeting, they come with their agenda to inform us of what has taken place in the workshop. That's my understanding. I might be wrong, and please, some of you from the city council that was still talking to me, please tell me. Mr. Powell talked to me, he'll tell me. But now, they have a workshop.
Okay.
Now, I'm not sure what day they have a workshop. They may have it that Wednesday before or whatever. And at the workshop is where I think they take care of business. And I thought the city council meeting was to inform us and get input from the citizens. That's what I always thought. That might be wrong.
I was told, I asked how often does the city council meet? And I was told twice a month.
Twice a month.
So I don't know, I'm not aware of those other meetings. Now, I'm not saying they're not happening.
Yeah, well, and I don't want nobody to think I'm saying that's illegal.
No, no.
Because it's not illegal.
No,
You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
But what I'm saying is that somewhere down there we got to give the citizens input, and if you limited us to telling you what we got to say, you follow what I'm saying?
Right, I understand.
You know, now I don't have no trouble. I don't have no trouble signing up.
Right.
You know, go back to your point. We need to know if 10 people want to talk, 100 people want to talk.
Sure.
You know, and they got a time limit, but
That's right.
the necessity of knowing what I'm talking about that's what I'm having trouble with.
Right, I understand.
That's what I have trouble with.
Okay.
You know.
I'm not sure what could be worked out in that respect. Maybe there could be a time set aside where we just listen to the people.
Okay. That's
You know what
good.
I'm saying?
So you'll be open to looking at that policy.
Yeah.
And seeing if there's a. You see, one of the council members told me that was done to actually shut off the folks, you know. Because they had some folks coming in there saying things that they didn't like what they were saying, and you know, and so. But I think in a democracy, you got to always let people.
You can, and there should be order in doing so.
Sure.
You know, but it could be that, as I said, there could be another time that we could have a meeting just for that or something. You know,
Now, I don't know. I haven't seen it yet. I have not watched the whole thing. But I am a big supporter of this hospital. And I try to promote this hospital all I can. I think they do an outstanding job at that hospital. I understand you may have different opinions.
Me?
No.
No. Me?
Gosh,
no. That's the question I had the other night. At the forum.
Okay.
They asked me what was asked to me was that about health care. And and the first thing I did was praise the fact that we have this hospital because I told them all, I have supported it well. I have 4 little boys, and they've all used it.
Yeah.
We've all used that ER. And
I am.
I'm all for it.
I have a background. I'm not registered anymore, but I was a national registered EMT. And so I kind of know my way around. I praise this hospital. And one of the things, let me tell you one of the things that happened I hate happened. They're getting ready to get a little quick med place opening up here. I think now Mr. Power told me that there was nothing that could have been done, but somebody could have said no, because I'm sure they had to do a certificate of need. I mean, it seems like to me you're fighting against the hospital if you allow this emergency person to come in.
Right.
And then they got the building that's so big, ain't no telling what they're gonna branch off into.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a situation that, yes, I have heard about that, but I really don't know enough about what's coming in, who's coming in, what it's going to be like. And the other night, they mentioned a doctor in the box or something. I'm not even,
That's what they're talking about, that urgent care. I think, yeah, urgent care. Okay, baby, I'm coming.
And those things are, popping up everywhere. But we have that.
Yeah.
Our hospital is that.
And now, I pastored in Dothan for about 18 years, and I worked at the medical center at the same time. And one of the things that they did to be where they are now, they actually went out and recruited doctors.
Yes.
They actually went out and recruited doctors. I think here in New Falls, that we ought to have something to offer to get doctors to come.
Right. Well, that question was also asked to me, and until you're in that situation and working in it, you don't really understand how that works. I finally had to say, I just don't know.
Yeah.
But you know what? I could have said, I don't know, and undoubtedly everybody else doesn't know. Because it hasn't been done. It hasn't been done. But I don't know that's it. Maybe we just haven't taken the right steps. I think we need to work in conjunction with Southeast Medical Center, the ER. Maybe they know. Maybe doctors in Eufaula know.
Now this hospital is owned by Southeast.
Right.
And so we're there with that. I just hated to see that. The urgent care. But then again, I'm not sure if the mayor, somebody told me, just can't stop people from doing business, I guess not.
Yeah.
But that hurt us. That's going to hurt us.
Yeah, it's going to hurt the hospital.
Now what you think about, and I appreciate your time. I don't want to take much of your time, but please feel free to use this interview in your campaign.
Okay.
Now we got a lot of empty buildings throughout the city of Eufaula. Some of them could be put to good use.
Sure.
That bowling alley, that skating ring, and even downtown we got some empty buildings. Would you be against the city purchasing these buildings and put them to some kind of use? Would you be against that?
If there's a way, if there's money, no, I would not. I don't know how many times a month I'll look at something as I'm concerned. That is such a waste. That is such a waste. I don't know what, how we can fill them or what we can do, but I'm sure there are things that we can do to use those buildings and to clean up some of these that are just looking so bad.
I tell you what, so I'm gonna say this to you. you're one of the most honest candidates I've interviewed.
I am honest.
But I got 2 young men. I mean, you're not the only one, but
Yes.
you're the most honest one.
Well, I'm
You
gonna
know.
tell you, as I said, I'm on the level. I'm not,
Papa.
I am what I am,
Mhm.
and you're gonna know how I feel about anything. I am not, I'm a real person,
Yeah,
okay?
yeah. But see, so as we get ready to go, and I hear you saying this, and I'm glad to hear you saying this, and if you're not saying this, please tell me that you're not saying it.
Papa.
But it's time, wait a minute, baby, I'm talking. I'll be through in just a minute. I got my grandbaby with me, you know. But one of the things that I hear you saying, and I hope I hear you saying, and if you're not saying it, I hope I can convince you to say it, that it's going to take all of us working together.
Absolutely.
If let's say we elect you tomorrow, we're electing you to represent us,
Sure.
but not cut yourself off from us.
No.
You follow what I'm saying?
Absolutely, and no, I'm not. I've already told you I have an open door policy,
Mhm.
and I'm a good listener. And, you know, whatever you have to say to me, and whatever you have, if you're complaining about something, I can address it. I'm not saying I can fix it.
Yeah,
Because I don't know
Yeah.
if I can fix it, you know?
Yeah.
I'm one of a council.
Yeah, yeah.
And so, you know, we just have to go from there.
Mhm.
But I would not ignore it.
Good. We have, I mean, and I'm not trying to brag on myself, but I get around and I talk to a lot of folks from all different spectrums.
Sure.
And we got some brilliant minds in you folks.
Absolutely.
You know,
Yes, we
but
do.
the thing that bothers me is a lot of those brilliant minds silent. You know, and the only avenue we actually have is the city council, county commission. That's the only voice we have. And if y'all silent, then there's no voice.
I'm older. I've been around a long time. It's harder to be silent
Yeah,
the older you get.
yeah.
And the more you feel passionate about something,
Mhm.
it's hard to be silent.
Mhm.
I mean, when get me on the schools, you don't want to get me on the schools.
Okay.
I mean, not because I want them to be so good.
Now, a couple of years ago, we had superintendent before this superintendent. I sit down and I talk to the superintendent, and my concern was, you call them student athletes, but you put more emphasis on the athletics than you are the student part. And we had kids, when their eligibility run out, they couldn't go to junior college. So do you think that the council has a responsibility to look and make sure that I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think where it started, let me back up.
Okay.
I think where it started, that we got to be very, very selective who we put on the school board. Now, I'm not saying the folks on the school board ain't doing a good job, but I tell you, we don't have an educator on there. You follow what I'm saying?
Exactly.
We don't have an educator on there.
Exactly, and I have questioned that.
Yeah. Now I have.
So long.
Now, I'm gonna say this for the record because people accuse me of saying all kind of stuff. I have high respect for everybody that's
Oh,
on
absolutely.
that's
Yes.
on the school board, and I'm not criticizing their job, but I think that if you're dealing with education, you ought to have at least one educator on there.
Absolutely.
You know.
I do.
You know.
And you know, even if that's a person at large, that if it's a person at large that can't even vote,
Mhm.
you know,
Yeah,
think
yeah,
about
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Think about having a consultant
Yeah.
there.
But you know what happened, and the reason why I really got concerned about that is because under the previous administration, they was at the mercy of the superintendent because he the only one who really knew about education. So he took something to the board. There was nobody really on the board with an educational background to say, oh yeah or nay. You know, and that created a great problem for us there for a minute or two.
Right. I'm sure it did.
Okay, now listen. Now I want to say this to you. I want to thank you. I want to thank you. Yes, baby. I want to thank you for your honesty. And I want to thank you for allowing me. I could not believe that there were some candidates wouldn't even let me interview them. I don't know why. I don't know why. But anyway, but I want to thank you. I don't know what you want to say. Like I said, there's nothing prearranged. But I will give you those last few minutes to say whatever you want to say to your voters or to the supporters. And then again, this will be on YouTube by tomorrow.
Okay.
And it's going to be under gumbolive.org.
Okay.
And please feel free to use it.
Okay, and thank you very much.
Yes, ma'am.
And I will be very brief, but all I can say is that I might have already stated this, that I'm one of 5 generations who grew up in Eufaula, lived here forever, have had a wonderful life here, have learned to love all the people, love the town, love the history of the town, the heritage. And that's all really important to me. And I think that the decisions that I want the decisions that I make or help to make for the city to certainly focus on the future of Eufaula.
Okay.
I would like to see more young people come back and want to come back, but we've got to offer them something.
That's right.
And I don't know what the answers are, but maybe together with some new ideas and on new thoughts, maybe we can, start some things. And I'm not wanting to get in this thing to spend the rest of my life in it, because I think that when you're there for so long, sometimes you become real complacent and things don't get done.
I said that the other day. Sometimes when you get there, you got fresh eyes, but then your fresh eyes get stale.
Exactly. Exactly. So, let's just work together to see what we can do. I tell you what I really would like to see. At one point, I think our ministerial association was stronger. It was stronger. I miss that. I miss those citywide Thanksgiving and July 4th celebrations that we have. I miss that because that's a togetherness. That's a community.
That's right.
We've got to do that.
Well, we still have them, but they're not nearly as strong.
No, it used to be really strong.
And I'm glad you said it, because we got things like the National Day of Prayer that we have downtown at the gazebo, and not an elected official show up. Not an elected official show up.
Well,
and the last time we had a proclamation was under the previous administration.
Oh, okay. Well, that needs to be changed.
All right.
I agree, because, and I'm a prayer warrior.
All right.
I believe in prayer.
Well, you showed us that.
And I do. I am a prayer warrior. And every time, I just think it's really important. Okay. And I don't know, maybe we should do more of what we did. We've got to pray for our nation.
Yes.
That's the only thing. We're
I'm gonna say this, and then I'll let you go. After every campaign, there's always some bitterness and always some, people divided. So, what's the secret of unifying y'all when it's all over?
Listen. If Bob wins, I will definitely congratulate him. I will sit right beside him in Sunday school every Sunday, just like I always have. I'm not a dramatic person. I don't want drama created. I don't want to be a part of it, and I'm not going to create it.
What about the council that when y'all get elected, when y'all get elected, then y'all take over office? There should be some unity there.
There certainly should be, and there will be. I can only speak for myself, but as far as I'm concerned, I'm going to work with the people. I'm a peace lover, and I just don't think we can accomplish anything not be. I think we've got to focus on what's best for the community and leave that set of triplets that I mentioned out.
Ms. Grice, thank you very, very much. And if there's anything that Gumbo Live can do, please let me know.
Okay.
My camera is always available to you and all of the other candidates.
Okay,
I bring the same offer to all of the other candidates. I live in District 1. That's the only race I'm involved in.
Right.
I got my
Right.
candidate for District 1.
Okay.
And, but even his opponent got access to my camera. He refused it, but he got access to it.
Exactly.
Again,
You're a fair
thank you.
person.
Thank you so much. Thank you much.
I
Listen, you've been
appreciate it.
watching Gumbo Live. Ms. Linda Grice, candidate for District
4.
4 of the City Council here in the city of Eufaula. Thank you.
Need your vote.
All right. Let me get it up.